I'm sure we all know the dialogue, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, right? Any guesses from which story it is?
No, I
Yes, absolutely correct. So it is none other than the most famous German fairy tale written by the Grimm brothers in the 19th century, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's the story that had the poisoned apple, the magic mirror, glass coffin, etc. Now the reason I'm telling you this is because we have coming up our very first play with a total cast of 15 kids, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, a gripping tale of a beautiful princess and her evil stepmother who wants to kill her because she fears that one day the princess's beauty would surpass her own. So with great anticipation and thrill, let's welcome our performers onto the stage.
From her room and enjoyed the beauty of the winter snow. Suddenly, she pricked her finger and a few drops of blood fell upon the white snow. How nice these snowflakes look as they gently float like white feathers. And now these red drops of blood on the white surface, how beautiful they look. I wish I had a child who is as white as snow, has lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony wood. In due course, the queen had delivered a beautiful girl who looked exactly the way the queen had wished for. The baby was named Snow White. But unfortunately, the queen died after giving birth to the girl. After the year had passed, the king married again. The new queen, Snow White's stepmother, was a very beautiful but proud and a haughty woman. She did not wish anyone to be more beautiful looking than her. Every day, she would stand in front of a magical mirror and ask it the same question.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is the fairest of all?
Who but you, O Queen, is the fairest of all?
Oh yes, do I already not know that? And of course, magic mirror, you always tell the truth.
But as Snow White was growing up, she surpassed her stepmother in beauty. The queen, who was jealous of Snow White, treated her like a slave and got her to do all the housework. A young and a handsome prince who once passed by the castle was struck by Snow White's beauty. He decided that he would one day make her his queen. Meanwhile, the wicked queen, as she regularly did, approached the magic mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is the fairest of all?
While you are famous for your beauty, your majesty, Snow White is fairer than you. With lips as red as rose, hair as black as ebony wood, and skin as white as snow, she is decidedly more fairer than you, your majesty.
Snow White indeed? None can or shall ever be fairer than me.
The queen immediately sent for the palace huntsman.
I command you to take Snow White deep into the forest and kill her first thing tomorrow morning.
Hello?
You shall bring back her heart to me as proof that she is dead.
As usual, your majesty. Hello? How can I kill this innocent little child? I'll take her to the forest, tell her the truth, and let her escape. The huntsman duly took Snow White to the forest. The next morning, let her deep in. Young princess, the queen, your stepmother, has asked me to kill you. But I do not have the heart to do this. I will leave you here to escape. But beware of wild animals in this forest. Take care of yourself. Thank you for being so merciful. As the huntsman was heading back to the castle, he spotted a young bear. He killed it and took out its heart. He carried the queen as proof of having Snow White killed. Meanwhile, Snow White walked deeper into the forest. Being all alone, she was beginning to get scared. But she got lucky. She soon spotted a tiny cottage. She knocked on the door, but there was no response. She tried the door, and to her surprise, it opened. She walked in.
Ah, such tiny chairs and tables, and 7 of them
and two must be some children living here. This tiny house looks messy, except for this neatly laid table that has some bread and milk, all laid out for 7 children. Let me clean up this mess.
As Snow White began cleaning the messy little cottage, her mind raced back to the prince.
Ah, what nice time we spent together, laughing, talking about fairies and angels and all beautiful things. But then, stepmother had to spoil it all by not allowing the prince to come to her palace. Yet, how to secretly meet? Now, the prince doesn't even know I'm here. Will I ever be able to see him again?
Snow White finally finished cleaning the messy little house. She was very hungry and sleepy. She went up to the table.
Let me help myself to the bread and milk. A little bit of each of these 7 plates and cups. Now I'm good, but where is it?
Snow White got into the last bed and slept cozily. It was late in the evening when the 7 dwarfs who were working in the diamond mine nearby returned to the cottage.
Hey, something strange here. Our home is
Only wait the mic.
And look, someone's been sitting on my chair. Someone's been eating off my plate. Some of my bread has been eaten. Some of the milk from my mug is missing. Someone has used my fork. Who has been cutting with my knife? Somebody has entered our cottage and used every one of us. And used every one of our things. And someone has been drinking from my mug too. Look here! Someone is sleeping on my bed. Wow! What a beautiful child lies here. Who is she?
Where did she come from? The excited voices of the dwarfs woke up little Snow White. Seeing them, she looked frightened.
Don't be scared about little one. We won't harm you. But who are you? I am Snow White, princess of the nearby palace. But how come did you come to our cottage? My stepmother wished to have me killed. He sent her to palace huntsman to kill me. But he was kind to me and asked me to escape. I had for the whole day. Then I found this cottage. I cleaned it up, took some food from each of the plates, then felt tired and sleepy.
Have no worries. You can stay here with us.
This is so kind of you. But if I was going to stay here with you, I'll have to do something for you.
You have already cleaned our house and made it spotless.
Keeping a clean house is easy as long as your pitch are bitten. But there's something else I wish to do in return for your kindness.
Okay then. Do you know how to read books? We have these lovely books which we would all love to read. But none of us know how to read. Will you read it for us and teach us all how to read?
Yes, I'll teach you how to read once you get back to work.
That's great. But keep yourself safe when we are away from her. And beware, especially of your stepmother. She'll soon find out that you're not there. She'll come searching for you. Now keep safe. Don't open the door to anyone, whoever it may be.
Yes, I will do as you all say.
Days passed by and Snow White was happy staying with her dwarf friends. Meanwhile, her stepmother, who was sure Snow White was no longer alive, marched up to the magic mirror to fuel her vanity and hear that she was the fairest of all.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is the fairest of all?
Snow White was the fairest of all.
This is impossible. She is no longer alive.
20 minutes.
Snow White lives over the hills where the 7 dwarfs dwell. Snow White is well and alive. None is so fair as she is.
I know that your magic mirror will not lie. Snow White will not get away with this.
The queen, Snow White's stepmother, hatched a plot to kill Snow White. She disguised herself as an old peddler woman, carried She stuck with her and approached the dwarf's cottage. After making sure the dwarfs had left her work, she knocked on the door. Who is it? Who is it? I am an old woman selling lovely laces. They are so colorful, I'll give them to you at bargain prices. After all, she's an old woman selling attractive stuff. Let me open the door to her. Child, you look so frightened. Come, let me lace you properly and make you look prettier than you are. An unsuspecting Snow White let herself be laced by the old woman. The woman soon laced Snow White tight around her neck that the girl could barely breathe. She fell down unconscious and looked as if dead. The beggar woman triumphantly raced out the forest, claiming herself the fairest of all. When the dwarfs returned home in the evening, they were shocked to see Snow White in the unconscious state. Soon they cut the lace and Snow White began to breathe normally. That peddler woman was none other than the queen, your wicked stepmother. We told you not to open the door to anyone. I thought what harm could an old peddler woman do? Now you know what she can do. The wicked queen, the stepmother, can come disguised in any form. Be careful from now on. I'm hungry now. Let's all go and eat. Meanwhile, the wicked queen yet again approached the magic mirror with a favorite question. To her honor, it still claimed Snow White, who was the fairest of all, alive at the cottage, to be the fairest of all. Determined to kill that little girl, the queen yet again approached another plot. The gullible Snow White once again became a victim of the queen's confined plan. With the poison comb that a peddler woman placed on her head, Snow White fell down as if dead. The dwarfs, on returning home from work, once again saved her life by pulling the comb off her head. Snow White, did we not tell you to keep safe and not anyone, whoever it may be? Yes, I will take care and keep safe. The queen was enraged as she once again came to know from the magic mirror that Snow White was the fairest of all, was alive.
Snow White shall die, even if it costs me my life.
Determined to finish off Snow White for good, the queen disguised herself as a poor apple seller. She poisoned a shiny and a red, juicy looking apple and once again knocked at the cottage door. Who is it? I'm not opening the door to anyone, whoever it may be.
It is raining hard, my dear. I am just a poor woman selling apples. It is cold out here. Please let me take shelter in your cottage until the rain stops.
Poor thing. We have to go sell an apple door to door in the rain. Let me along for him.
How kind of you, dear child, to give shelter to a poor woman. Here, look what red, juicy red apples I have.
But I have no money to buy an apple, though I do love apples.
Don't you know, my child? One good turn deserves another. Let me give you this big apple for the kindness you've shown me. Eat it. It's really sweet and juicy.
Snow White barely bit into the apple. The poison took effect and Snow White fell down as if in a deep sleep.
Yes, this is it. I am undoubtedly the fairest of all.
Just then, the 7 dwarfs entered the cottage and found Snow White lying on the floor and the apple seller gloating. Seeing the dwarfs, the apple seller took to her heels. But unluckily for her, the dark clouds suddenly gathered in the sky and the lightning hit the mountain and also struck the wicked queen. She met her end. The dwarfs, on returning to the cottage, happy that the queen was gone. Oh look! Little Snow White does not even stir a bit. She is dead. But she looks so beautiful, as if alive. What do we do? We can't help her in any way. But we cannot bury such a beautiful child in the dark ground. Then let's keep her safe here. Then we can take turns to watch over her. Yes, let's do that. The dwarfs were saddened at Snow White's fate. They wept. They kept watch over her for 3 whole days. looked as if she were asleep.
Ah, here is my friend, the fair and lovely Snow White. Let me take her hand.
As soon as the prince gently took Snow White's hand, she opened her eyes and flashed a beaming smile at her. Wow! Our Snow White is alive! The princess pet has been magical!
Your wicked stepmother is now gone. I will no longer be prevented from visiting you in the castle.
Yes, I'm so happy now with so many friends. Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after together.
That was a marvelous performance by the kids on stage. The dialogues, acting, costumes, and everything was spot on. Once more for them, everyone.